I would have to log in as her.
Mine says recording now.
Oh, yay. Yay.
It
Okay.
says you're the host now, Kathy, so.
Okay. Well, this is exciting. Those of you who just got on, we just figured out how to start recording. So I'm Kathy Cantrell, and you are part of our virtual training segment that we're doing for the next 3 weeks, 2 times a week. And this is class 2. So on Sunday, we talked about how to build a community. So does anyone want to share what if you created your community, that was part of your homework, was to create a community and kind of name it. So does anybody want to share their, yes, down at the bottom, Eileen.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I created my community, but I'm having trouble putting my topics in. Like Tammy had, they seem to be on the right-hand side and listed.
Okay.
And I don't have anything that comes up as to where to put them. Okay.
I will kind of look and see, and then maybe, or I can message Tammy and see if she can share that again with us. So what's the name of your community, Eileen?
Oh, you asked me too soon. Cooking and creating with Eileen.
Awesome. That's great. Anybody else do anything that they want to share? Hi, Cheryl. Okay. Well, if you haven't created your community, that was class 1. If you haven't had a chance to listen to class 1, we were fabulous. I just have to tell you. So you want to take about a half an hour and put in some earphones and listen to that, because it was really good. And Tammy and Heather did a great job explaining the importance of a community. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is how to do this virtual party thing, literally kind of getting it up and going off the ground. Okay. And Tammy Hunter again and Shanna Cipro this time are going to be doing, they've got their training segment. It's about 17 minutes long. So that only gives us about 13 to 15 minutes to kind of answer questions and go over the discussion. So I'm going to get that up and started. But this is, a lot of us have not done a lot of Facebook parties, and this is kind of step 2. Step 1, build a community. Step 2 is to let's get this thing up and running off the ground. So the next couple of weeks, just so you know kind of what's going on Sunday will be bookings. On next Wednesday will be host coaching. Then we'll go with Carrie, help me out. I know we have customer care in there. I think that's the last.
Recruiting and then customer care.
Whoops. Man, right now Becky just went like this. Becky did this. I can just tell she's doing this in the back. So so we're going to hit those topics of booking, host coaching, recruiting, and customer care. Those are the last 4 classes. So let me share my screen, and we will get this training going on. Oh yes, I know. Isn't she adorable? Let me find that. There it is. Let me move this. Okay, I've got it up and queued. All right.
Hi, everyone. So Shanna and I are here today to talk a little bit about virtual party success and how you are going to be able to have that with all of your parties. So I'm going to let Shanna kick us off, and she's going to tell you how to plan ahead and get that party set up. So go ahead, Shanna.
Thanks, Tammy. All right, guys. So with virtual parties, the most important thing to do, like Tammy just said, is to make sure that you have a plan. So you want to plan it just like a cooking show. Take the time now to do something for yourself to set yourself up for success in the future, and then it'll be so much easier to run your virtual parties. So you want to make sure that, the other thing I want to let you guys know that I think is really important is in the past I've heard people say things like, all you have to do for a virtual party is have the host invite, and then the consultant takes care of the rest. And I don't really think that's a true thing. I think it's important to kind of have a partnership just like you would with a cooking party, and let your host know that you're going to be there for them and kind of coach them through it and teach them what to do. So the most important thing to do is to set up the event or group, whichever you're going to use. We're going to focus on groups today because that's the thing that you can use posting apps with, like SendShare or Post My Party. Events you can't do that with anymore, or for now. And so inviting. Now, I usually have the host invite. I have them start with 40. Tammy, you mentioned that 200 is the total that you can have in a group to still have the same ability.
It's 250, but the reason I tell them to keep it under 200 is because their friends might start inviting. And I like to see how many have seen my posts. So I do try to keep it between 75 and 200.
And when you hit that 250, you're not able to see
I want you to, if you don't have a community page set up, talk to your
shoot.
director about how to get it set up so you can keep the customers that you're earning.
Wait a
And
minute.
you're getting.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, my bad. Hold on. Something happened. Did that one. Doing this one. My fault.
Hi, everyone.
just like you would with a cooking party.
Their friends might start inviting. And I like to see how many have seen my posts. So I do try to keep it between 75 and 200.
Okay. And when you hit that 250, you're not able to see who can see your posts anymore?
Correct.
To clarify? Okay. And then you want to get the host involved right away. Have her post on her personal page that she's having a party and see if there's people that are excited about it that she didn't think of in the first place. And then you want her get her posting in her own group. Her friends want to see her. They don't really want to, I mean, they like us, we're great, but they really want to see the host and they're there for the host. So her first post should be a post on the page on how to turn their notifications on so they can see everything in the party. And Tammy, are you going to show us how to do that in that group too?
Yeah, I can actually take you in. If you want to screen share for me.
Sure.
Or I'll hit screen share and share my screen, and then you can take me off, Shanna, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So.
Tammy has some amazing tricks. She has been doing groups, and because of the volume that you do, you have just some great tips on how to work inside a group.
Okay. So this is Tiffany's best summer ever. Let me just minimize some comments. So this is Tiffany's best summer ever. And what I did was my host got in. Whoop, there's my host's first post right there. I have my host I give them the words to say, and she makes the first post with this picture showing how, steps 1, 2, and 3, how to turn their notifications on. Because like Shanna said, the reality is they want to hear from their host. They're going to listen to her. And she tells them when they've turned their notifications on to comment done. And I'm going to give them tickets in the grand prize drawing. So down here you can see people are commenting done. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to thank them all, hit reply and thank them all and tag their name. And it just is kind of a way to get them in there and seeing things. So.
And then by replying to them, you know who you've replied to as well.
Correct.
So
yeah.
That's a great little tip. All right. So then, I'm sorry, my son just popped in. 1 second, Aiden, okay? Good thing we're so flexible in this business.
Exactly.
So once the event is created, remember I had talked about having a plan? So you want to make sure that you have a plan about how you want to run your party too. And that includes how many days you're going to run it for. And the company has done a lot of research on this. And then just through personal experience, and Tammy, you said the same thing, the longer your party is, the less likely you're going to be able to keep people paying attention.
Exactly.
So I think we both run our parties about the same length. It's about 6 or 7 days, no more than that. And you start off with like a really inviting, loose first couple of days. So day 1 and 2, you're setting up for inviting people. You're setting up for your host to be able to interact with the notification posts that we just talked about. And we're also kind of setting the expectations for what your guests can expect from your party. Does that make sense? Is that pretty much what you focus on too?
Yes, exactly.
And then days 3 through 6 or 7, those are the days that you're like doing some serious posting on products, recipes, tips, games. And the things that you really want to focus on is the same things that we talk about in cooking parties, right? So you want to make sure that it's fun. You want to make sure that they include their friends. And you want to kind of keep it cohesive, have it make sense. And you've probably heard people talk about themes in the past. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do that to make it your own. So you can use the party packs. I always use the party packs no matter what I'm doing. I love the pictures that the company has provided for us. But you can do an entire party with a theme, like salad and sangria if you want. But you can also do daily themes. And then, like you had talked about, Tammy, doing, like easy breakfast for summer for parents that need to get their kids ready fast.
Exactly.
If I'm doing a party on a Sunday morning, I do easy breezy Sunday morning breakfast. And so as long as it makes sense and you're going into it, you're not just picking out cute pictures to kind of willy-nilly post. And that's really important too. And then the closing day of the party is just where you're kind of wrapping up. You're reminding people it's the last day to order. You want to make sure that you are talking again about bookings and some sort of recruiting piece. And you have a strong closing video. So both of us do videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I forgot to talk about at the beginning was a warm welcome from us. So we do welcome videos as well. And it's kind of set up the same way that you would do a cooking party, right? You come in, you do your opening, you tell people a little bit about yourself, and just let people know that you're more than just, a Facebook little icon. You're an actual person, and this is why you do the job that you love. Now, Tammy, you had some tips and tricks for us about ways that you can get your guests interacting, because we can invite them, but if they're not interacting, it's kind of a dead party.
Exactly. And, if you can invite however many you want. If you don't know ways to get people in the party, then like Shanna said, you're going to have a dead party. And I find that it's just your posts are, if you post 20 posts and they have no content to them or no way to get them interacting, then it's worthless. So you could post 5 excellent posts all day long and have great conversation going in them, and it's better than 20 dead posts. So a couple ways to do that. First off, I want to get them in the party right from the get-go. So after my host is doing her first initial turn your notifications on, I do a welcome video, welcoming everybody, telling them what to expect during the party, and I give them a secret word. Okay, during the video, I give them a secret word, and the secret word is basically going to be something they have to private message me, okay? So the welcome video tells them what to expect, introduces me, the secret word, they private message me the secret word, and I say back to them, hey, thanks so much for sending that secret word. You are wonderful in this party. I really appreciate you joining us. I hope you have a great time. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, or if you have things you want to see, make sure to let me know. I've opened up a conversation to them. They're more likely to see my posts in the party, and we're gonna be able to keep that conversation going because they actually sent me the first message instead of vice versa. Okay, so I love my secret word. That's my first step. After people have started joining, because in a group, like Shanna said, I do groups. Are you screen sharing with me, Shanna?
Yes.
Okay, I do groups, but the reason why is because I do sometimes 6 or 7 virtual parties a week, and it's really important for me to be able to stay on top of them. And yes, my virtual parties are very personal, but I need my cinch share because I find that my personalization, as I said, comes in the comments. So I had to learn. I didn't freeze when I had to stop doing events and go to groups because Facebook's playing a little funny with us now. I didn't freeze and stop my business. I just found ways to work around that and to make my parties still great. And I encourage you to do that. Don't get stuck in a rut where you think you have to do the same thing every time, because the reality is Facebook isn't the same every time. So here's what I did. Okay, I want you to notice this post here. Okay. Look at all these names tagged. Oh my goodness. All these people are tagged in here. And I did not do that. Okay. I did a welcome post and I said, hey, I love seeing all of these people partying with us in the best summer ever. I promise lots of fun and games and prizes too. I just need you all to play along, comment, interact, post if you like, play the games, ask questions. That all gets you tickets and a grand prize drawing. And then I have this cute picture on the bottom. This was such an easy post to make. And I waited until I had a lot of people that had actually gotten in the party, saw that they were added to the party, and knew it existed. Now, how do you know when that time is? Let me show you. Whoop. A little challenge today. I'm working on a Mac, so you'll have to bear with me. So here's how you know. If you go over here, so last night when I made that post, there was like 45, it said you have 45 new members this week. Those were people who knew the party existed, they've been in there. Today it's 7 new members. So I simply click on Write Post, and it tags all those people automatically. I add my message right here, and I add my photo, which I got out of the party pack, and I make the post. Now, I'm going to do this once a day or after I get at least 10 new members added each day or something, and I just do a different welcome, catch them up where they're at in the party, today we're posting about grilling. I hope you enjoy yourself. Welcome to the party. So glad you joined us. Scroll down, catch up, blah, blah, blah. So it's a different welcome every day, just kind of gives them input on what the party is about. So that is an awesome way to get people in the party, to interact, and to build relationships. The other thing you want to do is you want to communicate with them through, just making sure that you're commenting and not, like I mentioned before, not leaving those dead posts. Get your hostess commenting. Every time a post gets commented on, it bumps it up. More likely that people are going to see it. You want that. And let's see. My closing, the other thing, and Shannon and I both are going to talk a little bit about this. A lot of people think if they don't do Facebook Live, they can't do any videos at all. There's days that I'm not going to go Facebook Live because my house is chaotic. I just can't get it done. There's things going on. I'm traveling. And I just can't do Facebook Live. And what I found was a video is just as effective. And I make videos ahead of time for my strong opening and my strong close. And I have those ready to go. And I do my strong video close at the end. And that way I have them on my phone, and even if I'm traveling, I have them ready. So don't think, oh, I can't do Facebook Live in this week's parties because my kitchen's being torn up or something. Just have them ready to roll and get people going in the party. Shanna, did I touch on everything we talked about there, just as far as getting people in the party?
Yes, I think you covered everything we talked about.
Okay. Now I know. What about you? What do you do different with your videos, Shanna? Oh, we want to talk about community. That's right.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, and how to combine those communities?
Yes. So you can kick us off with how you get people from the party to your VIP community page.
Okay. So the really cool thing about virtual parties, guys, is that these are people from all over the country that we would never meet otherwise. So we want to keep them engaged in our online community. So what I do is I make a post just like any of these posts that Tammy's showing you, and I offer them tickets for doing 3 things. And one of the things is to add me to their cell phone, just like I would at a live party. So then I'm their Pampered Chef consultant for life. They put in my name with Pampered Chef in my phone. And then I invite them to get more tickets by adding my Mealtime Memories with Shanna, which is my Pampered Chef group, and then also my business page. And when they do those 3 things, and they can friend me on Facebook too, I think. I forget, I have 4 things. But then they get more tickets and more interaction, and I'm at their fingertips. Whenever they're ready for Pampered Chef or need something, I'm right there. And it helps to build that relationship.
Awesome. The only other way I do it is during my guessing game. And I tell people they get 1 guess to see how many of something is in a product. And then they get another guess if they ordered, and they get a third guess. They get an extra guess if they join my VIP community. And how I do that is I wait until a whole bunch of people have guessed, and then I make a comment under their guess. under their guesses, and I say, hey, jump on over to my VIP community page, join it for quick tips and kitchen inspiration, and get yourself an extra guest in the party. And that gets a lot of people in that day, because all of those people who have taken a guess on that game see that, and they join my community. And it's still during the middle of the party when excitement's high and people haven't jumped out. So that's another way that I get them to the community.
That's great. See, any way that we can do this, like Tammy and I both have completely different personalities. We've met a few times in the past. We have different lifestyles as far as our kids' ages and things like that. But as long as you keep it consistent and engaging, you can have success in your virtual parties.
Exactly. And you can make them work for any lifestyle. It's just a matter of planning and planning ahead and staying consistent with them, and not just assuming that just because you have cinch share, all you have to do is fill it in and go, and your party is going to happen, because it's not. So I think what we need to do now is just have some homework, right, Shanna? Okay. So I'm thinking that definitely want you to, if you don't have a community page set up, talk to your director about how to get it set up so you can keep these customers that you're earning. And you're getting and you're meeting during your parties. And Shanna, what was one thing that you had for homework?
I'm thinking that you guys should it'll probably only take you an hour to sit down and plan out a party.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use whatever theme you want. I mean, a lot of us are doing the best summer ever party theme just to keep with the company, but just plan it out day by day, how you're going to welcome people, what you want to post on, basic things, power tools, if you want to do a post on that, and how can you incorporate that into your theme. And once you sit down and you have a plan, as far as, you can use it all summer if you want, you can use it all month, you can use it all week, and then you'll feel so much more confident going into it that you actually know what you're doing.
I think that's great, and I think that's going to keep people busy. I really appreciate you guys joining us. So happy virtual party success.
Right. It was so nice working with you, Tammy.
Yes, you too, Shanna.
All right, let's hit record.
Okay. Did everybody hear everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
That's
the
good.
volume was going in and out a little bit, but I think I got it.
It was, and then I know it jumped, and I apologize. I hit the wrong button for the volume, and that's why we went to the next screen. So my fault.
That's all right.
So what did you hear? What are some things that popped out to you that you heard, hey, that's new, or I do that already, and that's good to know that they're doing it too. So let's get some feedback from you all.
I think doing the strong video opening and close is a huge thing, which I have not done.
Yes.
Me too.
Well, I did just do it in one party, but it was horrid. I just did it live and it wasn't very well planned.
Okay, so it might be something that it would be good to work with your director or another person, if you've got a co-partner with Pampered Chef. And if you don't, this is a great group to say, hey, I need to practice my video. Who can help me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think having that strong opening and that strong close is really, that is actually the homework that they gave us for you all to do. So what else? What else did you hear?
Doing the daily theme, because when they first gave us these party packs and they only gave us so much information, I'm like, how in the world am I supposed to stretch this stuff, this little amount of information out over 6 or 7 days? So knowing that that's how some people are, a lot of people are doing them now, helps.
Right.
Because I didn't even think to do that.
And something that we learned with the Facebook party training is people don't want a lot of posts per day. They want to keep it kind of simple and easy. And, I think trying to post 15, 20, 30 times a day, you're going to stay and scare people off. So 5 or 6 posts maybe a day, kind of saying I'm going to do a recipe. I'm going to do some product focus, booking, recruiting every day, just little touches, and a game and something engaging. That's a nice little plan that if you had that for each day. And if you guys were in our best summer ever mega party that we had, that's kind of what each group did. You know, Christy started off with the grilling. Cindy did summer salads. Then Jackie did sweets and treats, and then Becky and I did summertime entertaining. So we had 4 different themes each day that kind of ran in that. Here's a recipe. Here are the products. Hey, you can book. Hey, join our business team. It was all very, very simple, and it wasn't overwhelming. So I think having a plan, having a plan is where we need to go. And if you don't know, again, see if you can be a little fly on the wall on somebody else who's being successful and see what their plan is for that day. Okay, just to kind of give you a way to start. But I'm telling you, the party packs are fabulous. And if you're not there yet, that is something that I think you need to jump in on. What else?
Hey, Kathy, I wonder if you knew the answer to this question. I loved how Tammy showed us to do the right post so that you could tag everybody that's in the party with just one click of a button and then put your comment around it and your picture around it. Is that available in events also, or is that just a group function?
I don't know, because I just do groups.
Okay.
All you can do is bring up an event and see.
Okay. I'm dying to get off the screen so I can go check, but I'm
Yeah.
afraid I'll lose you all if I'm trying. Yeah.
So, but that's a good question. And that is kind of a cool thing. And I've seen it over there. I just didn't know how to use it.
I know. That was a huge eye opener for me. I may go to groups just for that function, because when you tag them all, a lot of people see that then too.
Right. Which is awesome. And I love the fact that, they talked about inviting, and Terry and I are going to be talking about that on host coaching, but, having, it's like a regular show. You tell your host to invite, 40 people to hopefully get 10 to 12 to show up. And now on Facebook parties, you got to over invite, because people can show up, but if they're not interacting, then they're just sitting in the room.
And having the host interact too is huge. Just like she wouldn't go sit in the bathroom if you were at her house.
Right.
She would be interacting. So having her host herself is really huge, getting more people to see it. So.
Right. Okay. What else? What are some things that you guys want to put into play that you haven't done yet?
The videos.
Okay. The videos.
Me too.
Okay.
I'm with you, Jen.
I tried to do a video on my page, and it was awful, and I went and deleted it.
Same here. Same here.
Something you can do is that you can take your phone. You can literally use your phone to do your video, just like you would take a picture and save it. And now you've got a saved file that then you can upload that. So
that's what I've done. But it was still horrid.
I would tell you, write out your script, practice it a couple times, and then go with it.
I would like to see somebody's welcome video and closing video.
Let's see what we can
Me
see if we
too.
can make that happen. Okay.
I think that would be helpful.
It would be very helpful.
Okay. I'll talk to Tammy and see if she can send us a copy or send us one to the issue leaders that we can share with people.
Kathy, can you share that post she had for how to get people to get the notifications? Are you able to just put that in our group thing or something? Or
Yes, and actually I do. I actually have it, because when I watched this, she had me watch it after they did it just to make sure things looked okay. And I said, "Hey, can I get that notification post?"
yeah, that was
Good,
awesome.
good.
Steps 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3. That was
Yeah.
great.
So that's really important, because people don't even know that their notifications aren't on.
Right.
Okay. So I do think that's very, very powerful. Which I'm looking at my notes to see what I wrote, because I wrote down a lot. And this is the second time I've watched this, so I think it's good to kind of go back through. Giving the host words to say. Terry, I don't even know if we mentioned that for next week, but that is something that you do want to do. If the host is seeing it or posting it, her friends are going to see it, and that's really important. Also, I think a big question too is, how long do I run the show? Okay. And again, Pampered Chef has found that it's about 4 days, and they're saying 6 because they've got a couple days of party, pre-posting. But, actually kind of content-oriented games, it's about 4 days. And people don't like the shows being drug out. So if you're not on direct ship now, you want to have a solid close. You know, I mean, say, hey, we're closing this on Saturday. I know Jess Gilbert and her team, I mean, they train on, we're closing at 2:00 on Saturday. Done. You know, if you don't have the order in by then, we're just closing it. And if it's not a party, then you turn them into individual orders and you submit it. Okay. And so what you're doing is you're teaching your customers, hey, I'm serious. You know, this is my business. And the longer you stretch this out, then people get upset because they haven't, especially if they're paying by credit card, their credit cards aren't being charged. And now, you know, it's been 2 weeks and maybe the money's not in the bank anymore. So it is important to kind of stick to that time whenever you end it. I love that Shanna said you want to keep it, you know, we talk about the 4 F's: food, fun, friends,
Free.
and free. Oh, good. Heather's looking at me going, yeah, come on, you got this. So those 4 F's that you want to make sure that you stick with. And if you can engage those into your virtual parties, you know, even if you just take those things, those 4 things, and you do 4 of those 4 things every day, you make it fun, you include an engaging post so you have new friends, you talk about food, and you talk about free. I mean, that's a great little simple plan to kind of keep you moving forward. Make sure your party makes sense. And I think a year ago, 2 years ago, it was like, I'm just posting, you know, posting as much. And then people were like, oh, you know, you talk about the salad chopper and then you talk about, you know, the Google press. They don't have any connection to each other. Let's see what else. Booking, recruiting, warm welcome. We talked about that. And then, you know, I know that they all mentioned a grand prize, and I don't want any of you all to think that the grand prize is a piece of cookware. Okay? It's a little gift. It could be a season's best. Okay? Because that's the gift that keeps on giving. All right? That is, I mean, it can be, you know, something under $10, but it's something free that you're adding to their order. And free shipping for some people is a lot, you know? But please don't break the bank on giving away a gift. All right. If you've got something, you know, maybe you bought something off of the outlet and you've got a stock of stuff, you can use those and then you're paying to ship it out.
The little bamboo toaster tongs, those are $2 and people love those, and they're fairly easy to mail in a little padded envelope too if you have to mail
Pretty much
them.
anything in a padded envelope is going to cost you $3 to ship, just so you know. So just tack on $3 to anything. But just keep it simple. You can always write a nice little note in there. You could even put a little 10% off, you know, coupon for the next order. Mm-hmm. All right, something simple like that. So just keep it fun. I do also make sure that I pick my winner because somebody's ordered. You know, if you guys are all on here and Lisa's the only one that's ordered, guess who's winning? Lisa. Because she's ordered. All right. So, you know, and don't get all freaked out about how to pick the winner. Look at the things and go, okay, this is the person, and pick them. Okay, simple. All right. So I'm going to kind of go to my screen that has our, I'm not screen sharing anymore. I can't minimize. There we go. Okay. So some resources that they talked about, the contacts and the virtual party Facebook group. If you're not in there, then that's somewhere you want to be. Is get into a virtual party Facebook group and make sure that you have Pampered Chef in your profile. There are coupons for like ScentShare. I think you can get the first 20 days free on a ScentShare. If you want to, you can just email them. And then they've got here, what would you find the most useful ways to get people in the party participating? So what are some ways that you think you can get people participating in the party? What kind of things have you done or that you've heard?
Anything you ask them to tell information about the host, they tend to, like, you know, what do you like most about your host? Or give a word that describes your host. Or how do you know the host? They often will participate because they do feel that friendship with her and they don't want to just make it look like she has no friends. So I have gotten them. My most responses usually come on a post that has to do with my host and, share something about her kind of thing.
Perfect.
Or that's how I kind of started out, just to get people moving, to get them going at the beginning.
I like the one Christy did about the burger toppings, and then I think Jackie did one on your ice cream toppings, because it has nothing to do with the product. Just like
Yeah. This is fun. Yeah.
If this cuts out, first of all, I want to say thank you for everybody for participating. The next call is Sunday. That will be a different Zoom link. Okay, so make sure you're looking for your director's Zoom link on that. And so that'll be at 9:00 on Sunday. So any questions that we have that we didn't answer, or that you've got a burning desire to ask? Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to release you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kathy.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.